Here we're asked which equations, the ones on the right here, match with the set of values below in this table. So in this one here, my steps are going to be plug in the inputs because remember when we're talking about x and y values, we say the x values are the inputs, y values are the outputs. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to plug in these x values into these equations. If every time I plug in the x value, it gives me the appropriate y value, that tells me that that's the equation that matches with the set value. So as we go through here, so we have y equals x plus 17. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the first of our inputs here, and that gives us 14. So hey, this one matches up with the first one, but remember it has to match up with every single set of inputs and outputs. So now I'm going to plug in -2 plus 17, which gives me 15. So we know that because it didn't give us an output of 10, that this is not going to be our function. The next thing that we can kind of look at here, we see that the x values, as we kind of go down the list here, they are getting larger, right? They're going up by 1. And our outputs, or our y values here, are getting lower. They're going from 14 to 10 to 6 to 2, so they're shrinking. So what that can actually tell us is that if we're looking at a linear function here, that it's actually going to have a negative slope, because as we go to the right, it is going down, meaning that we know it's not going to be this one either. But otherwise, we can just go ahead and continue plugging in these values here. So if we have -x, we're going to plug in -3 here. A -3 is just +3, plus 9 equals 12. Okay, so that one there is not matching up with our first one. So process of elimination, it's this one here. But what we should see here is that if we did plug in any of the x values into this equation here, that would give us our output of our y values. So with the first one here, -4 times -3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is equal to 14, which matches up. Let's try one more here just to make sure. We have y equals -2. Oh, sorry, -4 times -3. -2, messing up all over the place, plus 2 here. So we have y equals -4, so -4 times -2 is +8, plus 2 is equal to 10, and that matches up as well. And if you noticed, we plug in either of these, you get the same thing.